Hello, Robert. Is it true that you've been assigned to another department? That's what I just heard from administration.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Barnes. Still at work? Being a section manager seems like a pretty hard job. So, staying late, I mean.
No use trying to curry favor with me, Robert. Besides, I'm off today. So what about it? Are you getting transferred or what? What's up? Is it true?
Well, it was all explained in that internal memo at work today.
Like I said, I haven't been in today. Someone from administration sent me a text mentioning it.
Oh, yeah, right. I thought you were there. Sorry.
So, are you gonna answer me? Are you getting transferred or not?
Yes, sir. I'm getting transferred next month to my new position. I really appreciate your help all these years, but I'll be leaving this branch office by the end of the month. It's really been a great experience.
I see. So not a different department, but you're leaving this office altogether, huh? Seems kinda strange that you'd be transferring right about now.
Yes, I know. I heard that they decided on my transfer unexpectedly. I guess they needed to fill that position as soon as possible.
Oh, I see. So that's what it was all about. Now I get it. Yeah, figures. I'm not sure what you did to make this sudden decision, but... You know what? I was kinda half expecting it. I mean, you've always been presumptuous. Always a little disrespectful to your superiors.
I'm not sure what you mean, Mr. Barnes. Why did you expect I would be transferred? I don't think I was ever out of line in any way. Was I really that disrespectful, sir?
What I mean is, you probably did something sneaky and got caught. They couldn't fire you, and the only option was to redispose, so to speak.
Pardon me?
What the hell did you do, Robert? Screw up one of the projects? Or is it more non-business related, like an in-office romance or something? So, where you getting relocated to? Some factory office out west? That place way out in Nowhereville? Or maybe a one-person box office out in the company parking lot?
Mr. Barnes, if you had read the memo, maybe you wouldn't be saying that, but it's not that I'm being relocated.
Oh, I see. You don't even realize the predicament you're in. I get it. Too shocked to comprehend it, huh? It happens. Just can't accept it, can you? Well, you dug your own hole. The company had no choice but to transfer you. It's probably your shameless attitude toward what you did that irked them. I suggest you accept the consequences, Robert. You should be grateful they let you keep your job.
Right. It's just that...
So where'd you get relocated to? Come on, Robert, stop beating around the bush for God's sake!
If you would just take a look at the company memo that was distributed today, you'll get all the information you need, sir.
That means I have to wait until tomorrow morning to get the good news! I won't be able to sleep! Let's hear it, Robert! Where's this wonderful place you're being transferred to? It's like I'm waiting for the axe to fall. Besides, I'd rather hear it from the horse's mouth than reading some boring memo. So out with it, man! If it's that factory office out west, you better get a pretty warm jacket. It gets pretty chilly out there.
Not out west, but east. The headquarters in New York.
Wait a sec. What? Hey, Robert. You there?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Barnes. What can I do for you?
What you said yesterday about your transfer, that was no joke, was it? I just read the company memo, and it's not only you. Melinda's being transferred too! She should be here! Near me! Is this all really true?
Right. Yes. It's all there in the memo. All true, sir. There was this company competition last year. You remember that, right? Well, the project idea that Melinda and I submitted was selected.
Yeah, that. When they put that into actual use, it immediately racked up like $1 million in sales. That project idea, huh? So the company's rewarding you by transferring you guys to headquarters, is that it?
Oh, okay. So you read the whole thing. So I don't have to explain everything.
I couldn't believe it. So I asked my uncle who works at headquarters. I had to verify if it was true.
Oh, really? Your uncle works at headquarters? I never knew that, sir.
He was the one that got me into this company. He's got some connections and put in a good word for me. He's the section manager at HR over there.
Oh, really? I had no idea. That's great.
You had no idea? You should know about the people you work with, especially your boss.
Sorry, sir. I'm the type that sort of overlooks that kind of thing. If it doesn't affect my work, it just doesn't interest me.
Huh? Oh, I see. That's why you were so hyped about trying to outshine me, is that it?
Not really. All I was doing my job as best I could, that's all. I was not out to get the better of anybody.
About this transfer to headquarters. How about I go instead of you? What do you say?
Pardon me. You want to go to HQ instead of me?
Yeah, that's right. Along with Melinda, of course. The two of us would make the perfect pair for the main office. I asked my uncle to pull some strings to get me transferred to headquarters, but you know what he said? He said if I had real success that I could show, he could talk to some people and act on that. So what I'm trying to say is that you give me the credit for that project idea. That one that garnered in excess of $1 million in sales. Just say it was all your boss's idea. That I was the brains behind it.
Mr. Barnes, listen, I really can't do that.
Seriously? Are you telling me you're giving your boss the middle finger, is that it?
I don't have the power to overturn requests from higher up.
Robert, I want you to come up to the 3rd floor. Let's have a little talk in the meeting room, privately. The branch manager will be there too, so let's us three sit down and have a little conversation, shall we?
Okay, I'll be right up.
Man, what a total wimp! All I did was press you on the issue. You got all flustered and nervous, and before I knew it, you back up toward the window all scared like, and fall out! This was on the 3rd floor, for God's sake! You're a total klutz, you know that? Just so you know, I had nothing to do with it. It's not as if I pushed you or anything. I just confronted you on some business issues and you got all agitated for no reason. Don't make any false accusations. Gotta say, it was the 3rd floor. I'm sure you're not okay. How could you be, right? But you know what, Robert? As your boss, I'm gonna go out on a limb for you. I'll assume all responsibility of your business dealings. That's the least I can do. So relax and get some rest. I really have to thank you for providing me an opportune chance to further my career. At a cost, of course. That $1 million deal is now mine. I was the one who came up with that idea. You got that? There will be consequences if you report on this. That I had anything to do with it. You slipped and fell out of that window, you understand? Another thing you shouldn't forget. My uncle is the section chief at HR. He's got my back 100%. Just so you're aware, as long as you don't rock the boat, everything will remain normal. Your future with this company depends on whether you keep your mouth shut or not. Do we understand each other? That's all I have to say. Have a nice long rest, and I look forward to seeing you back at work in a few weeks. Or maybe months. Oh yeah, about Melinda. Don't worry about her. She's all taken care of, if you know what I mean. Robert, you know what? You're a total loser.
Robert, are you okay? I heard all about it. What the hell happened?
Oh, hey, Melinda. Thanks for earlier. Yeah, I'm doing okay. My new suit got hooked up on a branch and got all torn up. That was my favorite suit!
I'm so glad to hear you're okay. It could have been way worse.
Well, that was because of your quick thinking. Maybe I wouldn't even be talking to you right now.
please, don't say that, Robert.
When Mr. Barnes confronted me in the meeting room, he backed me toward the window and I had nowhere else to go. But then I looked down and saw you and your folks standing down there with a mattress ready to take my fall.
I'm just glad we were able to get there in time.
I later remembered that your folks owned a furniture shop just around the block, right?
Yeah, that's right. That was why we were able to get there in time with the mattress. The staff was just unloading a new shipment into the warehouse. I was walking down the hall and overheard Mr. Barnes' staff members talking about how he was going to somehow hamper your transfer to headquarters. But then I learned that you had already gone up to the 3rd floor to have a meeting with Mr. Barnes. All I could think of spur of the moment was to go straight to my parents' place down the street.
Thanks for that, Melinda. Always so astute. That's what I like about you. Oh yeah, about that mattress. Got a bit dirty after catching my fall. That was new, wasn't it? Can't sell that anymore. Tell you what, I'll buy it. I need a new mattress anyway. In a weird way, I have this intimate connection with it now.
You really don't have to, but if you want, sure. We'll give you a big discount on it.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. About Mr. Barnes. He still doesn't know the whole story, right?
No, he doesn't. He was out of the office when it was announced, so I don't see how he could know. He just left a little while ago, so I covered for you. Just that you were in pain and recuperating. We were lucky he didn't see us down below. I suppose the bushes and those trees helped, although it didn't help your suit.
Yeah, well, the suit was a small price to pay. Anyway, thanks for everything, Melinda. I owe you.
You're at my parents' place now, right? I hope you're comfortable there.
Yeah, your parents are great. They're treating me like royalty.
I also talked to the branch manager. He was really concerned and asked how you were holding up. He wants to know all the details after you return to the office. He was furious that his name was used in all this.
Yeah, alright. Again, thanks for everything.
Oh, just so you know, I saw Mr. Barnes as he was leaving. He had a huge smirk on his face. I even think he was whistling.
Are you serious?
Lucky for those trees and bushes, he didn't see us with the mattress. Probably just thought the trees blocked your fall. And luckily it was out back and nobody was around, so the whole incident didn't get out of hand. He has no idea you're perfectly fine.
Yeah, well, I guess we were just lucky, huh? Mr. Barnes has always been short-sighted. His work style has always been patchy. Everything is half finished. But I suppose that trait was to our advantage.
Hey, Robert, you there? Reply right this second, buddy! How the hell can you be okay? I thought you'd be incapacitated for weeks! Melinda said you were in pain, for Christ's sake!
Oh, good morning, Mr. Barnes. I'm fine. I was in a bit of pain, but popped a couple aspirins on the way. No problem. Why didn't you stop and talk when you saw me in the hall?
You're not some kind of ghost, are you?
I'm pretty sure a ghost can't text message. That will be weird, huh? Like some horror movie.
Yeah, well, stop changing the subject, will you?
I see what you're getting at. You want to know why I'm perfectly fine. Not a scratch on me despite falling from the 3rd floor, right?
Yeah, what the hell's going on? You didn't fall. That's it, right? Somehow you saved yourself at the last minute.
Well, let's just say I had some help. Some good people helped break my fall. But what's more, guess what I did before joining this company? I was a stuntman!
The stuntman? Don't give me that!
It's true. That project I put through, the one that generated over $1 million in sales, well, my former expertise played an important role in that. But we're getting way off topic, so let's leave that for later.
What the hell are you talking about? Get to the point, for crying out loud!
You really did it this time, Mr. Barnes.
Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about, buddy. Are you accusing me of something? I haven't done anything wrong.
I will file a report regarding this incident, just so you're aware.
What? You're not even hurt. What are you even gonna report? That you were a klutz and stumbled over your own feet?
Although I wasn't injured, you definitely will be charged with assault.
Pardon me?
If I had been injured, you'd be charged with assault and battery. A pretty serious crime, I'm told. But since I wasn't injured, the consequences of your misconduct won't be as bad. You should be grateful for that at least.
Don't even think about submitting a report! You do that, and you know the payback you'll get! I warned you about this before, Robert! Don't throw your career away by doing this!
Oh, are you planning on inflicting bodily harm, sir?
I'll do what I have to if it's what you're asking. This time for good!
You're forgetting one thing, Mr. Barnes. I was a stuntman. And I'm also a black belt in karate and an MMA contender. You really want to grapple with me?
MMA? Are you serious? A kid who works for me was previously a vicious animal? Give me a break!
I have no intention of using my full strength on a non-experienced person like yourself, so don't worry. No matter what you say, Mr. Barnes, I plan on submitting this report. End of story.
You do that, my transfer to HQ is hopeless! You do realize that, right? It's already been decided! Melinda and I are going to HQ, not you!
Oh yeah, that reminds me. About your uncle? The one who works in HR? Well, I was told that he's taking responsibility for manipulating documents and favoring applicants. A clear violation of company policy. I was told he submitted his resignation today. I'm surprised you haven't heard. You're the manager. You should know these things, Mr. Barnes.
My uncle resigned? No, that can't be right.
The branch manager apparently got in contact with headquarters and submitted a detailed report of your background and recent track record. It's apparent that you used connections to get where you are now, and your uncle manipulated documents to land you this job. The senior administration were furious.
Huh? My track record? How?
Your folks have also been informed about all this. Actually, I got a phone call from them yesterday apologizing on your behalf.
Wait, pardon me? This whole thing? My parents know about this whole thing? How could that be?
Oh, by the way, your parents were very kind and understanding. You really should be grateful they have so much sympathy for others.
You're not telling me that.
The reason why nobody has contacted you is obvious, isn't it? They figured it would be better to have you come to the office as usual, as if nothing happened. Otherwise, you'd probably panic and take off. Knowing you, Mr. Barnes, that's exactly what you would have done, am I right?
You gotta help me out here, Robert. Please.
I'm gonna have to pass on that, sir.
But what about my transfer to headquarters? With Melinda?
You lay one finger on my girl and you're a dead man. You got that, buddy?
She's with you? No way!
Can we please cut this short? I have to finish up my transfer papers by today.
What about me? What am I gonna do from now on?
Goodbye, Mr. Barnes. Good luck. After that conversation, I submitted my report and pressed charges against him for assault. Through our lawyers, we were finally able to settle the matter after Mr. Barnes admitted his guilt and agreed to pay compensation for what he did. Although he was pretty pissed off, as you can imagine, Mr. Barnes eventually resigned from the company. I was worried he might retaliate somehow, so I had my lawyer place a restraining order on him. If he at any time approaches 10 feet from me, he goes to jail. Although I can protect myself, it would put my mind at ease. I later heard from his folks that they introduced him to a live-in job somewhere up north. I heard it was a logging company of some kind. His folks paid the entire compensation fee, so he's now hard at work paying them back. And I can tell you right now, it's not a small amount. They said they are eventually planning on sending him to one of their operations overseas. So I probably won't ever see him again. I sort of feel sorry for him, but I have to say, he had it coming. As for me and Melinda, we're both transferred to headquarters and already starting on our new project together. We're both just glad all this is over and we can get on with our lives.
I just met your fiancé. He's so great! I thought he was going to be kind of a drag at first. Knowing your type, I wasn't really expecting much from him. But he's super cute, and he told me he just got a big promotion to head of his department at work. Be careful, Alyssa. Don't fall for this guy yourself. But yeah, he's a pretty great guy. Yeah, I was really surprised. I really never thought you'd ever manage to find a guy, let alone one like him. But this time I think you might have finally figured it out. I've heard that he comes from a long line of successful and handsome men. You're making me a little nervous here. This is sounding awfully like when you met my ex, who, I needn't remind you, you slept with and nearly ended our relationship. Oh, come on, Karina. It's nothing like that. I'm just excited for you, sis. Your last few boyfriends have been total flops, and it's been ages since you've dated anyone. So I'm just glad you've got someone, let alone someone as spectacular as Ned. I don't know, Alyssa. You have a bad habit of ending up with all of my exes. Hey, I didn't steal Brad from you. Sure, but we did date. Hey, I can't help but if boys fall head over heels for me. But really, don't worry. I have no interest in Ned whatsoever. I hope not. And anyway, I'm perfectly happy with Steven. Well, that's good, I guess. Yeah, it definitely is. You know, it's sort of a crazy coincidence. Steven and Ned have the same last name. It's almost like it was fate. I'm not sure you intentionally dating Ned's brother is really fate, as much as it's you trying to wedge your way into my life. Anyway, you should probably not say any of this to Ned or Steve. I'm not sure they'll appreciate it quite as much as you think. And now that you have a good boyfriend of your own, you might want to focus on him. And stay away from other people's boyfriends. Namely, mine. Quit being such a worrywart! Don't you think he'll be happy that I approve of your relationship? It should be a good thing. I mean, yeah, he probably will. Then why shouldn't I tell him? I mean, I have to meet the whole family at some point. He'll learn sooner or later. Right now, I want to be the best little sister I can be. You're right, I'm being too harsh. I just think it's kind of risky for you to be dating Ned's brother. Maybe I'm wrong, but it could be really embarrassing for everyone involved if this blows up in your face. Yeah, I guess you're right. But come on, who'd break up with me? No one's quite as pretty or cute as I am. Steven would be crazy if he left me for some other girl. I'm sure we'll be married before the idea of breaking up even crosses his mind. You are pretty, I'll give you that. But I think you're getting ahead of yourself a little. You've barely known the guy for, what, 3 weeks? Oh, stop raining on my parade. You're taking all the fun out of it. Sorry, but actually that reminds me. Speaking of taking things, do you still have that bag I lent you for the party last week? You told me you'd give it back and I still haven't seen it. Ned had it made for me special and I don't want it getting lost or damaged. Are you still worried about that old thing? I thought it was a gift. No, I definitely said I'd lend it to you, which means I want it back. Chill out. Oh, if you really care about it so much, I'll get it back to you. Just let me hold on to it for now. You've got plenty of cute bags in the meantime. Whatever, fine. Just maybe if you want your own bags, you should find a way to make some money to buy them. I work for all mine. When Steven and I get married, I won't need to work. Daddy makes plenty of money at the hospital. And if I'm just gonna be a stay-at-home mom once I have my first kid, why bother working? Don't you want a little bit of independence? I mean, do what you want, but I don't know that you'll want to have to rely on your husband's money. And I'm just worried that it might create problems for all of us. Stop worrying so much. You really don't need to concern yourself about it. I'll get Steven locked down soon enough and we'll be happily married. And then he'll buy me all the bags I want. If you say so. I just don't want this to be awkward. Why would it be? Steven is happy with me. He chose me especially after all. I've got it under control. You don't need to do anything. I wasn't planning to. I just know how you can be. Ned told me all about Steven's job and how much he works. I'm just worried that you'll get bored of him. That is sort of a problem. But he comes from a family of upstanding men. If I'm not happy with him, I can just trade in for a different model. I'm sure I can make it work. See, that's the real problem. If you get sick of him, the different model is Ned. I'm already engaged to Ned. We've already started planning the wedding. I just don't want to see this happen again, especially with the relationship I'm actually happy in. I mean, even if I do decide I'd rather have Ned, I'm sure we'd all be just as happy. Mom and Dad want me to get married ASAP, so I doubt they care who it is. And I'm sure their parents will be glad to have me as a daughter-in-law no matter what, even if I do trade up. So, I might as well get to know them both. What are you up to? Chill out, sis. It's totally fine. Don't be like this, Alyssa. What? Don't you trust me? Not with men, that's for sure.
Hey, Karina, I know you're busy getting ready to go out tonight, but I really need to talk to you ASAP.
What? What about?
I just got some strange texts from your sister. She's been texting me a lot lately, to be honest. I didn't think much of it until now.
I was worried about this. What is she saying to you? I had a really bad feeling when she asked for your number, but I couldn't tell her no.
No, it's nothing bad, really, just... I didn't realize Alyssa was your sister. Something happened with her recently and I saw it. At the time, I thought she was just some girl. I didn't put it together until just now.
You're making me nervous, Ned.
No, it's really not that big of a deal. It's just all kind of awkward. I think maybe we should stay in tonight. Maybe postpone the date for a little while.
Yeah, maybe it's for the best. I don't want this to get too out of hand. Let me know when you feel ready to talk. No hurry, really.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry, I just need some time to figure this out. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, talk soon. Hey, what did you say to Steve? Did you tell him what I said to you? About us getting married? I told you all of that in confidence. Why would you go blab to him about it?
It's because, unlike you, Karina's actually a good person. I'd never bother marrying someone like you.
What? What are you saying?
I've looked all around the world for a great woman. Do you really think I would settle for someone like you? There's no one better than Karina.
Wait, who is this? You're definitely not Karina.
This is Ned, her fiancé, Steven's brother.
Wait, Ned? What's going on here? Why do you have her phone?
I saw your messages and I thought I'd better stop this before it goes any further. I'm not putting up with your antics. I won't have you trying to break me and Karina up.
Whoa, Ned, slow down. Why are you so mad? Did I do something wrong?
You've been making Karina worry about our relationship. You've caused her all of this undue stress and threatened to steal me from her. I would never do such a thing to Karina. You should be ashamed of yourself.
What is this? What did she say to you? I'd never do something like that. Did she really say that about me?
Don't play dumb, it's not cute. Karina and Steven both told me all about you and what you do. How you like to steal people's boyfriends right from under them. And treat everyone like human garbage.
You talked to Steven? What did he say?
All you need to know is that I would never leave Karina for someone like you. I can't believe you would even consider doing something like that to your own sister. I don't want you coming near me.
Wait. There's gotta be some sort of misunderstanding here. Can we talk about this face to face? We need to figure this out.
You just want to try and seduce me. And anyway, I'm spending the day with Karina, who I love. I don't have time to be running around with you. I don't date girls that look like you anyway.
Look like me? Like pretty? Wait, do you like me?
Absolutely not.
Hey, I'm sorry about yesterday. Ned got a hold of my phone and just kind of lost it.
What was that all about anyway? What was he doing with your phone in the first place? And why was he acting like that?
He just got really worked up. He said that he knew how you really are.
What does that even mean? Did he say something about me?
Yeah, he told me the whole story. He was mad about what happened one day when you were gonna have dinner with their family.
Did I do something?
Apparently you were running late that day and you ended up hurting an old man.
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess that did happen. I was rushing to catch a taxi to get there on time and there was this old fart in the way. I guess I pushed him over or something. Honestly, I'm relieved. I thought you were mad about me trying to marry him.
Do you know what happened to the old man you pushed?
How should I know? I jumped straight in the taxi and went to the restaurant. I barely even saw him fall. And I couldn't have helped him anyway. Like the second I was in the taxi, it took off. I didn't even realize what happened until like an hour later.
Well, according to Ned, he was running late himself. He saw the guy fall and the taxi speed off. It turns out the guy broke his arm. Ned was the one who helped him get to the hospital.
What? Really? He never said anything about that.
The old man told him about how you pushed him over and left him on the ground so you could steal his taxi. He described the exact bag you were holding, which was pretty distinctive. Because it was the bag that he had made special, one of a kind. And it was the bag I lent you, the one Ned gave to me. Ned said he recognized it immediately when he described it. But at the time, he thought it was just a coincidence.
Okay, I'm totally lost. Wait, so how does this have anything to do with Steven?
Well, naturally, Ned took the old man to where Steven works, the hospital near his house. The old man is still there now. Thankfully, it looks like his arm will heal.
Wait, Steven works at a hospital? Why did he never say anything about that?
Wait, you didn't know?
No, we never talked about work. I mean, I'm not working, so why do I care about what he does?
Really, Alyssa, you had to have known.
Maybe if I thought about it, I would have figured it out.
How did he even put up with you?
He put up with me because I was the prettiest girl he ever saw. That's what they all say, at least. It's whatever. Steven will come to his senses. Anyway, I didn't do anything wrong. It was an accident.
I'm not sure he'll see it that way. And anyway, there's more to the story you should know. You remember that kid from high school? Larry. He was really shy, short, kind of awkward and nerdy.
Oh yeah, I could see that. They looked kind of alike. I thought he was always sort of cute in a geeky kind of way. Not my type, though. He asked me out once, but I'm pretty sure I laughed at him. I was way out of his league.
Man, I hate this side of you.
Whatever, I'm just honest. Why would I ever date someone like that?
Well, you might like to know he had a bit of a late growth spurt. He's even taller than Ned now. He really had a glow up. He's pretty handsome now, if I do say so myself.
What? Really? Maybe I should ditch Steven for him instead.
I'm not sure that's a great idea. You might want to try to patch things up with Steven, or you'll end up with no one pretty soon. Though I'm pretty sure he's a lost cause at this point.
What are you talking about?
You put a pretty bad taste in everyone's mouth, to put it lightly.
Who cares what they think?
I think you might. Shoving that poor old man to the ground and breaking his arm is bad enough. But the way you're acting is not making it any better.
Why does it matter? He's alive, isn't he?
He is, but I don't think his grandson is going to forgive you for nearly killing him.
His grandson. Who, Larry?
Yes, his grandson Larry. A high-powered injury lawyer. He's threatening to sue you for assault. Ned said they're drawing up papers right now. I'd expect someone to knock on your door with an envelope soon. If you're lucky, they'll only stick you with his expenses for the arm.
What? This is ridiculous. The old man fell. I didn't do anything. Why do I have to pay for his medical bills?
What are you talking about? You pushed him over. You were the one who broke his arm. Don't you think you're going to be liable for that?
This is so stupid. I'm innocent. I didn't push over any old geezer.
Maybe you should think about being a little more remorseful.
Whatever.
I wouldn't be treating this so lightly if I were you. You should probably know, too, the hospital that Stephen works at is part of the same group as Dad's. If word gets out that you were involved in this, it could put Dad's job at risk.
Wait, why? He had nothing to do with this.
Maybe not, but this is a big stain on his reputation. For you to be so careless, it's hardly becoming of the daughter of a respected doctor like Dad. Ned and Stephen are both pretty upset about all of this. I'm not sure if I can stop them from saying anything to their friends and coworkers.
Isn't that a little much? Why should Dad have to suffer for something that I did?
I don't know, but I'm not sure there's anything we can do.
And, wait a second. If Dad loses his job, what does that mean for me? Is he gonna cut me off?
I don't know, he might have no choice. That's between you and him. But you might want to start looking for a job now.
What? How am I gonna be able to find a job like this? I don't have a degree or anything. And I've hardly worked aside from a few summer jobs.
Maybe if you'd taken this all a little bit more seriously, it would have turned out alright. But I don't think there's anything you can do now. You better figure it out now before your life falls apart entirely. After the embarrassment caused by Alyssa's careless actions, her father was forced to leave the hospital, only able to find work at a small practice that paid significantly less. With much less income, he was unable to support Alyssa, and she had no choice but to start working herself. She's now making minimum wage, working at a call center, and has no choice but to put in long hours to keep up with her expenses. The old man, whose arm Alyssa broke, managed to sue her successfully for pain and suffering, saddling her with his medical bills. Though they were nice enough to allow her to pay off her debt over time, she would have no choice but to continue working around the clock to pay it all off. Despite her sister's horrible fate, Karina's life just kept looking up. Her and Ned soon got married, with Alyssa unable to attend the ceremony because of her work. While she was disappointed her sister couldn't be there, she was happy to be marrying the man of her dreams. Even Stephen and Larry had a happy ending. They bonded over Alyssa and the entire incident and ended up becoming quite close. Alyssa and Karina's father eventually found a silver lining. He got involved with volunteer work in order to repair his good image after word got around about what Alyssa did. He now helps underprivileged children and the elderly get access to much-needed medical care. Now, due to his daughter's negligence, he found his true calling and is much happier providing care to those who need it. Only Alyssa truly suffered the consequences of her irresponsible actions, something that she will be paying the rest of her life to resolve.